the sharks, dun dun the sharks, dun dun the sharks, dun 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 sharks. Hello, everybody on YouTube. It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, coming at you with the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where we're taking a look at 100 different decks over 100 different days. Today, everybody, we're taking a look at a shark deck, the Terrors of the Deep, and we got ourselves a going second variety of sharks today. I know a lot of people like to play the sharks going first and basically play zombie lock, but we're not doing that today. No, we're playing beatdown focused shark deck, trying to bring out a bunch of big seeds and start smacking our opponent's face with our fins. So we got ourselves a nice little shark deck today. Let's focus mainly on our making rank 4s and things, occasionally the rank 5, things of that nature. And we're going to be taking this deck out in Yugioh Pro today, showing off what it can do, showing you the combos and such. Thanks to Mr. J. Taylor, who wanted to see some shark fin soup minus the soup. So, real quick, we're going to go over the deck list we'll be using today, and then we're going to just get right into the duels. So, for our main deck today, we are playing 3 copies of Nibiru, aka Big Rock, 3 copies of the Abyss Shark, 3 copies of the Buzzsaw Shark, 2 Lantern Sharks, 3 copies of Silent Angler, 3 copies of Silent Sea Nettle, 2 copies of Xyz Remora, 3 copies of Tenyi Spirits of Fauna, 3 copies of Beautiful Princess. We got triple Lightning Storm, triple White Mirror, 1 copy of the Pot of Desires, 1 Rank Up Magic as a 7th Fun, 2 copies of a Ready Fusion, 1 Monster Reborn, because you can never have too many Monster Reborns, 1 copy of Call Out by the Grave, and triple Imperm. As to the extra deck, we have the Toad, we have the Nightmare Shark, we have a number 4 Stealth Kraken, we have Fully Armored Black Ray Lancer, number 101. We have number 37. We have 2 Bahamut Sharks, 1 number 32 Shark Drake, 1 C32 Shark Drake Vice, 1 copy of Nailfilm Asylum Half Knight. We have ourselves a Valiant Shark Lancer, number C101 Silent Honor Dark. And for our fusions, we're playing a Rare Fish and the Man-Eating Black Shark, because it's very thematically appropriate. As for the side deck, if you want some synchro action on the side, there is a tuner, Royal Swamp Eel. You need to use fishes with him, but he can make things like Dragite, so, that's an option if you feel like it. Although, a lot of our cards limit us to Exceed, so it's a very tricky tech, but it can occasionally be useful. There's also things like right-hand and left-handed Shark, which with a little bit of setup, can give a monster battle and effect immunity. It's bit tricky. I mean, mostly right-hand Shark. If you want to like tech in a couple of right-handed Sharks, this will be the guy you'd want to go for. But don't sleep on left-hand Shark too much. You also have things like Mermaid Shark, which with a normal summon adds level 3, 4, or 5 fish, as in can search out Abyss Shark. Not as usual because it's a level 1 that can't change its levels. But if you're playing Creature Swap instead of the switcheroo that I had in here from last time I played this deck, then this could be a useful tech option if you need to just steal one of your opponent's big monsters. You also have things like AA Zeus, which, nice monster. Allows you to just blanket, get rid of the whole board. But some of our cards lock us into water, so that's why we're not running Zeus today. You also have things like Gen Force, which can search Remora. But because Abyss Shark can also search Remora, not as important in this particular build. And we also have Exceeds Revive Splash. We can just bring back one of your rank 4 lower Exceeds from the grave if you need a quick monster on the board. And you can also rank up a monster by banishing itself, so it's a nice option. We're not playing it today because we're going second, but if you wanted to try going first more often, this is a nice tech. So, without further said and done, let's go ahead and go into Yugioh Pro, show this deck off, show you how it works, and we'll have ourselves a good time. Alrighty, our first opponent, another day in another card game, and we like to go second. Yeah, I feel like a lot of Shark players just like to go first and lock the opponent out nowadays. I don't want to do that. I want to do other stuff. I want to do cool stuff. What is this? Terraforming? Alright, field spell, Lair of Darkness. The perfect victim. The perfect victim. Because we're trying to go second. I don't like no back row heavy decks. Lair of Darkness is a back row heavy deck, if ever there was one. And my opponent chooses not to play field spell. Alright, well, that's that. That's fine, I suppose. So we're going to go ahead and summon out Lantern Shark. When Lantern Shark gets summoned, I can summon a level 3, 4, or 5 water from my hand. We're going to summon out Silent Angler. I can special summon him from my hand if I have a water, but it stops me from summoning from the hand. So we're not going to do that. We're going to summon out Silent Nettle here. We'll put him right over here. And let me think about this. Let me think about that. A lot of things we can do. Really wish I had my Abyss Shark right now. Then I could have gotten a Caesar more and really gone off. Really gone off. But, you know, we'll have ourselves a little bit of something. It'll be a pretty basic shark. Oh, actually, no. I've got my white mirror. What am I talking about? I can do way more. So much more. Because I've got the white mirror. What this card does, it's literally just Monster Reborn for fish. It's a Fishy Reborn. Plus, I can search a copy of the thing I revive if I happen to have something in my deck. It's pretty nifty. So we're going to make 2 Bahamut Sharks. Why make 1 shark when I can make a bunch? We don't call this deck Feeding Frenzy for nothing. So let's go ahead. Well, the Detached Nettle doesn't really matter. We're going to summon out the Nightmare Shark. He's a nice 2,000 boy, but we can do better. We're going to go for the Lancer. Because he's 100 points bigger. And he gets a little bit of points for every material on him. And what was the other thing? I can attach material to keep him alive. He destroys a monster. And I can blow up a spell trap. It's pretty nice. And my Bahamuts can't attack. You know, some shark players will play like the Utopias. In this case, you know, overlay with these 2. But I'm, as you can see, currently locked into things. What is this? Destroyed, add a fiend, attack and defense equal to 2,000. As much as I'd like to stop that, I'm gonna say go ahead. Like, I could obviously stop that, but then I'd lose my Toad. I'd rather keep the Toad in preparation for the Lair of Darkness. I'm just saying, I'd prefer it there. So, let's go ahead and main phase 2. Set an Imperm. And see what happens. You know, I've got a nice stardom up here. I got a nice start. We didn't get to OTK the guy, but it was fine. You know, it's fine. I don't need to do this. Okay, Allure of Darkness, drawing more things. Kind of weird that he didn't straight up play the field spell. I'm thinking... yeah. I'm going to tribute myself and negate your field spell. And I'm going to steal it. That way you can't recover it for anything. And then, totally awesome, of course, he can just get himself back. That's why you never need to run more than 1 Toad. He just comes on back. He's like a cancerous tumor or something. He just keeps coming back. Anyway, so he got himself another field spell. I kind of figured as much. But I had to give it a shot. So, now he's got the Lair of Darkness. He's got the Lilith of Lady of Lamentations. Which is a quickie. So, imperming it doesn't really do me any good. Unless he tributes me. If he tributes me, then I can imperm him. Yeah, big brain play. See, if he just tributed himself like a good boy, wouldn't have been a problem. Now the only problem is that I need to bring out the Toad again. Otherwise he's just gonna, you know, start tributing my stuff. Lair of Darkness. See, if he just played like a normal Lair of Darkness, I would be set for days. But he did not. Let's see here. I can recover some things. By banishing Nettles. I can get back my Bahamut Shark, which is not a bad idea. Alright, let's start with Bahamut Shark. See what my opponent do. Alright, he will bring out the Toad. Now Bahamut can't attack, but that's fine. So we're going to go ahead and summon out a Lantern Shark. Who will bring out the Abyss Shark. Very nice guy, Abyss Shark, because when he gets summoned, Ballista Squad, yeah, then he can pop my Lancer, figured as much. He wants to get rid of the thing that allows him to, or that allows me to blow up his spell traps. And then random trap card. Okay. Shut it, phone. I know who it is. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear. Okay, reckless greed. Alright, looking for draws. Looking for draws. And I'll avoid that destruction, because I can just go ahead and do that. And we're going to summon out our Abyss Shark. Go ahead and get back to Toad. Might as well. Actually, yeah, we'll get back to Toad. We got to get that boy back. So, now that we've all done that, what is our next move? Destroy a monster. I don't really need to destroy a monster right now. I'm going to beat over it in battle. I do have my knight here. Which, let's see, if I had a number, he would be good. I could just straight up steal his monster, but I kind of want to destroy it. Let's see. I can blow up monsters, but that doesn't help me that much. Let's go ahead and use Silent Nettle here. We're going to go ahead and recover a couple monsters. Just to have a couple more monsters to play around with. Recover some cards, and I could make Bahamut Shark again. Or rather, I could, but not now. Let's see. I kind of want to go for Valiant Lancer, but Nash is pretty good too. Considering he can just keep tributing me as long as he's got stuff, we're going to do that. I should mention, the Lantern Shark can be treated as level 5 for an Exceed summon. That's one of his abilities. Abyss can change his levels too, but only when doing for a number. A little limited, but it's a thing. So let's go ahead into the battle phase. We'll attack over Lilith, Lady of Lamentations. Very good. And that way... I'm going to get rid of his draw. He got that for a reason. The reason is because he has nothing. So I have a feeling that if I get rid of Reckless Greed, I'll be good. Or conversely, back to the front will activate. Okay. Alright. Touche, good salesman. Touche. I can still beat over your monster, though. Alright, well, Lallis will add him another Lilith, Lady of Lamentations. A bit unfortunate, but I'm still not too worried. Not too worried. We'll just end our turn there. We'll be seeing what happens. Yep, Lair of Darkness. He tributed one of my dudes, so I get this token. Ooh, 2 tokens. If I had any links, this would be great. So, we'll see what our opponent... We know he has the Lilith. He can tribute one of my monsters, probably Armored Lancer. What is this doing? Banish a trap, summon this from the hand. This card's tributed. Then, let's see. If it's tributed, you can add a fiend. Alrighty, you gonna tribute Lallis? Nope. He tributed my Lancer, so I couldn't pop his stuff. I see. That is unfortunate. And now he's just trying to stop me desperately from attacking, essentially. Okay. Certainly a more trickier opponent than I figured. He was a little bit more clever than I would have given him credit for, playing Lair of Darkness. Because if he had just started with Lair of Darkness, I could have just lightning stormed and we wouldn't be having this conversation. Not in the slightest. Alrighty. Attack mode. I have these tokens. I'm going to use them. So let's go for the battle phase. At least attempt to bait things out. I mean, he's got the ability to go into threatening... Aha, I picked the right card. I picked the right one. Alright, he's going to tribute my token. So now he's going to get a trap card. He's already used Lair, so 3 cards. Okay. So you get that one. And then he can banish one for another. Alrighty. But, pretty sure once I've declared an attack, this doesn't work. And if it doesn't, well, you're in trouble, little boy. Little boy, you'll be in some dang old trouble there. Very good. Let's get rid of the Lair Darkness this time. I feel like it is time to do so. Let's go ahead and yeah, I might as well just get rid of Alice. I'll give him another Lilith, but you know, I'd rather him not keep the 2,000 defense wall. Not for now, anyway. So we're in a much better position here now. We're in a much better position, and unfortunately, you, my brother, you can't do anything right now. But you know what we can do is now do our normal summon, Buzzsaw Shark. You can just go ahead and target himself, bring out a dude from the deck, same level. So we're gonna summon out. Who do we want? Good question. Silent Angler. He ain't no shark, but he, you know, he's cool. He's a cool dude. And let me think here. If I go for Krog, and that turns everything into a water monster. And then I can destroy a water monster, do some damage. Or I can just go for Toad. As much as I would like to just go for the Stealth Kragen, Toad is just better right now. Just by a little bit, but just enough for me to say, let's go for Toad. Toad. Alrighty. Well, for going second deck, this is the annoying thing about Sharks, is that despite all the support they've gotten, both directly and indirectly, a lot of their better plays still revolve around a gosh darn Frog. Which is kind of annoying, because I am trying to do other things here. I am trying, but it's just not, you know, sometimes you just need one negate. Okay, Reckless Greed, looking for another field spell, I presume. You kind of need that to live. Okay, so he's got Threatening, oh, Kaiju. He's got Threatening Kaiju. That's the name of that card. And you know what? I'm still gonna get the Frog. As much as I want to go for Krogan, I just feel like I still need this Frog. Alright, so Lilith will set another trap card. He seems to be running, I can't imagine he's running low, but he's running low on, like, what he would like to get out. So, all I need to think about is that, okay, what do we got here? He seems to be running low on, like, stuff. We'll see. I mean, he's got Lilith here. Lilith doesn't do much. I mean, he can't even run over the Torment token. He can't even run over his own token. How sad. So, we'll go ahead. Once again, into the Froggy Fray we go. Okay, so now we'll get hit with the Threatening Roar as I expected. I suspected as much. And I'm really wishing I had thrown in a link or two, but let me think. Let me think. Nah, nothing else we can do. End our turn. So, my opponent's giving me some good up and up, I will say. He's certainly surviving a lot longer than I'd like him to do. Normally, I like that. When I'm going for a going second deck, I like it to be over rather quick. But unfortunately, got all these dang old traps and things. And my opponent will surrender. So I skipped ahead a little bit there because it was getting a little monotonous, but basically, the Frog helped. I was able to stop Arm of the Wicked Warden. No field spell for this guy means he can't win, essentially. So, there is an interesting going first time. So, and my opponent surrenders. Yeah, I skipped ahead a little bit because it was getting a little bit stally there. But basically, Toad stopped Arma. No field spell means this guy can't survive. And so, we were able to just Toad our opponent to death, basically. It's not what I would wanted, but it helped in this particular circumstance. So, good for a first duel. You got to see a little bit what we're trying to do here is just get out a bunch of Exceeds and have the Sharks, go into a frenzy and start mauling our opponent. And that's what we tried to do here. So, let's go ahead and duel numero dos. show off a bit more of the sharky things. We got to show off some of the sharks, but there's a couple more I'd like to show off. So we'll see how that goes in duel numero dos. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. And what do we have this time? Ooh. I'm just gonna make dumb faces right now. That's the we have a good hand face. Because not only do we have Lightning Storm against a Pendulum player, actual second duel. Okay, actual second duel. Don't you hate it when you start with the best opening hand and then your opponent rage quits because I don't know what? It's back. It's back. I'm so happy. Please don't rage quit. Okay. Okay, well, he didn't do, like, the back row heavy I was hoping for, but this will work just as well. So, what we're going to go ahead and do in this hand is summon out a Buzzsaw Shark. And he's going to go ahead and turbo us out of the Lantern Shark. These guys are brothers from another mother, and they are going to do what we want to do. So we're going to go ahead and start off with a Bahamut Shark. But we are not going to use a Bahamut Shark's effect. No, we're going to use Xyz Remora. By detaching 2 materials from this dude, I can summon out Remora, and Remora will bring back those materials to the board. So we go from one monster to a bunch of monsters. Having done all this, let's go ahead into another Bahamut Shark, because why not? Go for another one. And we're going to go ahead and special summon many a thing. We're going to special summon Sea Nettle, because it's another level 4 we can put on the board. And let's see, I've already used my normal summon. So we're going to go ahead and do here, because I don't want to just make Frog all day. Going to use Bahamut Shark's effect, ditch material, bring out of the Nightmare Shark. This way it's all sharky goodness. We'll make our full armored Black Ray Rancer. Hello. And then we're going to make this guy, Stealth Kraken. Although I could also make Hope Woven Spider Shark, but let's see. That only works under when my opponent has big monsters and things, but we're going to make this guy. Stealth Kraken. Everything becomes water, and I can once per turn pop a water monster and deal damage to my opponent. Obviously, this Bahamut Shark cannot attack, but that's fine. Let's just attack with the Stealth Kraken. We're up against Shaddolls. It's an interesting one because Shaddolls, I mean, they have like Al Capone, the Al Capone fish. But other than that, they kind of like their monsters to be like dark. So we'll see how it goes. Could go many different ways. We'll see how it goes. And I could special summon Angler, but that doesn't really do me any good right now. So we'll end our turn and see what happens. And see, this is what happens when we don't... See, this is what happens with Xyz Remora happens. You know? If I have Xyz Remora, I get all this. You know? And if I just had, like... I don't know, my White Mirror, I could have gone for another. I could have had that Hope Woven Spider Shark. But I don't. Which is sad. But it is what it is. So, what is this guy going to do? Okay, Shaddoll Construct. Pretty much called that one. He sent Wendy, so Wendy is going to get him another card. Alright. So, Winda will get him a monster. Clown will give himself to the Bard. That boy will go to the street. My opponent, very low on life points, but he's playing Shaddoll, so he doesn't really care about his life points that much. And he's going to get the Water Boy, which can bring back things, and then the trap that can flip a dude. Cross Sheep. And this is the one that lets him get back his fusion spell. Yeah, I'm going to interrupt his combo here. This might not be the smartest time to do this, but I'm going to give it a shot. So he's going to go ahead and change a dude. And I'm going to go ahead and pop a dude. So this lets him bring back a banished Shaddoll. I presume he banished the Construct. Okay. Okay, but it's in defense mode, so I don't care as much. Granted, that's not a once per turn. It's a little annoying, but... what does this do when it's... Does this banish itself to do things? No. No, it doesn't. He must have a way of recovering this. Alright. Shaddolls in general do that. I was like, why would you send this? And now I'm like, oh right, that's why. That's why he do that. So we'll see. See indeed. Alright, a dragon. Which is currently water. I just want to point out everything is water now. This is water. Water, water everywhere. And, oh wow, he actually milled the light swarm with that. Cool. Very cool. So, now the question becomes, Pot of Avarice is a hell of a drug, kids. Alright, my opponent, I don't know, I was hoping to just dominate people today. My opponents today seem to be made of slightly sterner stuff, which I'm fine with. You know, our deck is a bit sterner stuff itself, so I'm fine with a bit stronger of opponents. Granted, I wouldn't call Lair of Darkness a strong deck so much as it is an annoying one. Well, that's just my opinion. So, he's got the fusion. He can fuse. Indeed. The fusion can fuse. And he can make the fish. And then the fish can negate one of my effects. Which I presume will be Krogan in this case, but could be anybody. Yep, Krogan. I figured as much. Yeah, unfortunately, the one thing I didn't really make room for was, like, the spawn tokens. But we will live without the spawn tokens. I'm more curious as to whether he can clear out all the Bahamut sharks or not. Because if he can, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. I'll be in a bit of trouble if that's the case, because then he can just, like, summon Winda and then annihilate my face. Man, this guy got all the good techs. He got all the cards he would have loved to have top decked, and he top decked them pretty good. Alright, so now he's going to send another Winda. Wait, yeah, he already did Winda this turn. You fool, that's once per turn. Alright, so I'm going to lose a few of my dudes. Sad but true, sad but true. But, you know, we'll see how it go. I mean, I can just avoid destruction by detaching a material, keep my boy. Have the ability to pop back row. Okay, and perm. Not what I was hoping for, but maybe. Let me think about this. Let's go for Nettle. Let me go ahead and get some of my boys back. Let's get some of the lads back. So, yeah, he's going to go for the Schism, which sadly I can't do anything about right now because I've got monsters on the board. So one problem is I got things on the board. It's kind of why we got Lightning Storms, because we play this when we don't have things on the board. So, making whom? Yep, Winda. As one would expect, it's Winda. So now I have to beat over this thing before I can do anything. So, boom, 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 and then do stuff. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to attack over the Winda. This can't be destroyed by effects, but I can sure as heck run it over with a big old Sharky boy. That's the one thing I know for sure. Unless he's playing like, well, yeah, he's dark again, so unless he's playing Dark Honest. A thing I would not expect, but you never know. Them Shaddoll players are a tricky bunch. And clearly he has something. Okay, maybe he doesn't have anything. He is going to get back his fusion spell, though. So that's something we need to be cautious about. So we'll attack over the Al Capone. Oh yeah, you can't be beaten in battle. Let me think about that. Actually, that's a tricky one. Do I attack Minerva? Because if he mills any light swords, he can blow my stuff up. That's the thing I'm worried about. I will not go quietly into that night. I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, and the Lancer, I'm going to go ahead and pop Schism, because I don't want him to keep using it. And he will get to mill 3, and if he mills 3 Light Sworns, I'm in a bit of a smidge. Smidge of a problem there. He milled none. He milled 1. Alright, that's fine. So let's go ahead and summon out Beautiful Fincess. Use its effects to banish itself and summon out Buzzsaw Shark. Hello. And we're going to use his effect on himself to bring out Lantern Shark. Hello. And we will go from there. Let's see. Do I want Krogan? Yes, I do. Because then I can just, like, immediately blow this up. And that ought to be... Is that game? Yes, that's game. Okay. Beautiful. So, there you go. That was more of... See, I didn't even need a frog. Who says the sharks need frog? If you said that sharks needed frog, get out. Get out right now. You were wrong. Because I don't need no stinking frog. I only need the power of a jellyfish. The honorary shark of the sea. So, there's our second opponent. Let's go ahead for one more. These are a little long, and I just only have enough time for 3 today. So, let's go for one more duel. Show off a little bit more what we do in this deck. Maybe we'll top deck the 7th one. I doubt it, but that would be cool. So, let's go ahead for duel number 3 and finish up strong here. Alrighty, third and final opponent of the day. It's been a good day for Sharks. Let me tell you. It's been like the water, the waves, the flow is going our way. The flow is going our way. Now, if my opponent can pick rock, paper, or scissors, I would appreciate. I would appreciate if we could figure that out, because I'd like to get this going. I gotta continue my Soul Link Nuzlocke with Necro on his channel. Which, if you haven't seen Necro's channel, I'm not surprised. But, you know, it's a thing. You know, once I upload my highlights of my own playthrough of that, then I'm gonna probably put that on the tube. I just need, like, more, because I need to have a lot of... I gotta have some highlights of that. So, what do we have for an opening hand? Interesting. We're up against Dragunities. Certainly a powerful deck if things go right for him. And we got Ready Fusion. Alright, that's an interesting one. Dragunities. The thing about Dragunities, they're like, you know, they're synchro climbers, essentially. So, 90% sure he's trying to make Aldebaran, which is a monster effect negator. Yes, he's definitely trying to make the Aldebaran. And if he can make the Aldebaran Bear House, build an Aldebaran Bear... I was trying to go for a joke there, that didn't work. You know, build a bear, build an Aldebaran. You get it? You get it? Eh? Okay. Terrible jokes aside, my opponent is going to be going into... Barcha. Well, I guess... Maybe this does something. Oh, no. Can these both be brought out? Yes, they can. Okay. I was about to say, what on earth is he summoning Barcha for? Then I'm like, oh, that's why. Okay, so he's got a couple Couscous. Coos the Goose. And, yeah, no Romulus. Okay. Divine Lance? No, Dragunity Glow. Level 5 or higher, Dragunity. Okay. I'm a little concerned, like, what is he trying to do here? Sending a Dragunity monster control the graveyard. When this card summoned, you can target a Dragon Dragunity in the graveyard, equip it to this card. Okay. And now the Lance, which ditches a mon. Okay. I cannot tell if my opponent is doing things in a very backwards manner, or if he's just like, I don't know, I'm not the greatest Dragunity player in the universe. I should probably play them like post 100 days. That's one of those decks we didn't get to play this year. Yeah, I'll have to make a mental note to play Dragunities at some point. As, you know, linear as some of it is, it would still be kind of cool. So, what are you gonna do, my dude? I don't think he played enough cards, personally. I think my opponent is just, like, way over his head. Clearly, his board is not very good. Alright, but jokes aside, okay, he has the Aldebaran, banish Dragunity, negate, banish that card. A very nasty card indeed. especially considering the things I have. So let's go ahead and start dangerously. Pot of Desires. Oh, don't you love it? Don't y'all love it when that nonsense happens? I do. I love it a lot. We're just gonna run them. See, this is what Lightning Storm is here for. Is it just allows me to just annihilate everything. And my opponent will surrender. Now, I've got Caesar more. I'm pretty sure I could have, maybe I wouldn't have OTK'd, but I would have been pretty damn close. Actually, between a Bishark and Nettle and or more, pretty sure I would have OTK'd. Plus, I can't attack. I was about to say I could have attacked with Man-Eating Black Shark. That would have been hilarious, but not so much. So, unfortunately, my opponent surrenders, but that was the top deck of the century, people. That was beautiful. So, I'm going to count that as a win. Let's go for the end screen. Alrighty, everybody. Sharks Feeding Frenzy went 3-0. A little bit better than I was expecting. I figured we'd be running into a lot more, negates and things. And we did have some, trouble with the lair guy, but that was more of a my opponent was tributing my stuff situation. But the frog, as much as we don't need, we do need Nightmare Shark. As much as we don't need frog, he is useful for those tricky opponents. He's a slippery boy. And sometimes you gotta lube up your opponent that's trying to lube you up. So you lube him up first and slide him out the front door. That's what you do. So, hope everybody enjoyed seeing some Sharky action. I certainly did. And tomorrow we're going to be taking a look at a normal monster deck in the vein of Moki Moki, just a little bit different than Moki Moki. And so I hope to see you guys there for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Action. Until next time, your boy, the Memphis Accelerate, is signing out. Till next time, stay safe, stay happy, and y'all have a good time.